Okay, let's make sure my audio is working. All right. Hello. How are we all? We are here today with Andrea from Victoria. And today we're going to be talking about the Young Living business opportunity and the powerful system that we're using to help grow and duplicate in that business. So it's the Go for Gold and the Get Oiling system. And this is the training that we recommend for those who want to grow their Young Living beyond their face-to-face community, and also for people that are passionate about using their skills and the ways, the areas that they're passionate about to serve other people. So Andrea, let's hear from you. And I want to hear about what your Young Living business looked like before using the Go for Gold system, before getting started with Get Oiling, and maybe how long you've been with Young Living.
Okay, so good morning, Deb. I joined Young Living in late September 2017 and just started sharing pretty much straight away. I'd been using oils for a long time and wasn't unhappy with what I was doing before, but when I discovered Young Living, I was absolutely thrilled with the results I got from the oils and just the purity I could tell straight away. So I started sharing with, family and friends, and I did have some fairly quick growth just from people that I knew, so, warm market. But I realised when I got sick last year and couldn't maintain the business activity that I'd been doing, so that particularly the classes, things dropped away quite rapidly. And I also realised I'd been selling kits, not educating for a lifestyle. So those two things kind of occurred to me. I loved the products, like love so many of the products that I have to stop myself from sharing too much about. The latest thing, my latest, crush is this. And then there's this. But those products actually probably kept me sane when I was very unwell last year, and particularly Nincha. But when I stopped being able to teach face-to-face classes, I actually remember thinking to myself, I don't think I can grow a business anymore. I'm not able to get out of the house. I couldn't drive for almost a year. So I thought to myself, I'm just going to be a passionate oil user, but clearly this is not for me to be able to grow my business. And watching my team numbers do a decline, I really started to lose heart. I knew I was never going to walk away from using the oils. Never. No, I love them too much. But I'd given up on the idea of growing a team and getting to silver and creating an income to release my husband from a stressful job, to get myself out of a stressful job. I just kind of went, no, it's not for me.
Yeah. And when you were presented with the idea of the Go for Gold and Get Oiling system, did you have any reservations, or was there any skepticism there? Oh, this is just another program. Will it work? What was going through your mind? What were you thinking?
Well, the first thing I thought is, I don't think this old brain can cope with new tech. And it came up just as I actually was returning to my day job after 12 months off. And I remember one night thinking, I think my brain's going to explode. I know new learning's good for us. It actually is preventative for brain health, but there's a limit, come on. So I was concerned about that, being able to actually have enough tech savvy to do the do. I was worried about the time because I work 4 days a week, and I also care for my mother-in-law and my mother and a son with some quite severe issues. So I also know my personality is I love to start, but I'm not a great finisher. It's just, I think I'm a ruby. Well, I'm a red-blue. And in fact, I just did it again and I'm a blue-red now. So how's that? So I'm having heaps more fun, and it's obviously Go for Gold. But I've started lots of things in the past, but not always finished. And I'm easily overwhelmed if I take on too much. And I am juggling a lot of balls, working all of that. And then I get frustrated because I don't see the results, but it's because I'm so overwhelmed, I've stopped doing the things that I needed to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I was worried about the dollars invested, because having not worked for 12 months, we're on a pretty tight budget. And I have always tried to run my Young Living business as cost neutral. I've had to educate my husband that everything I buy is actually, most of it is replacing what I would have bought at the supermarket. And I'm actually at the moment doing a little, I've got the wrapper off a soap container and I've written the date as to when we started using it, because I want to show him, yes, $17 seems quite excessive for a bar of soap, but we're into month 2.5 and it's still going strong. So cost per use, I'm trying to educate the family about cost per use as opposed to price. So I was worried about the dollars, not so much the cost because it's not that high. And the Go for Gold, once I realised Go for Gold was a one-off purchase, that's it. And I got it at half price. I waited till Martha offered at half price. So they don't call me Donaldson for nothing. It's, the Scottish in me. I'm not going to pay full price if I can pay half price. So once I realised I could actually buy Go for Gold without investing in the website at that point, I thought, okay, I could blow $67 on a pair of shoes that don't fit because I'm buying them all online these days. So why not invest in myself and let's give this a go. So yeah, they were my reservations.
Yeah. And so what was it that helped you take that first step, saying, yep, I think I need to give this a go? What was the drive behind that?
A couple of things. With things that are happening in the world at the moment, I realised I was going to need to pivot my business and do something different to what I'd been doing. You started to do Zoom classes and I invited some people into them and I realised how easy that was. It wasn't as hard as, you build things up in your mind. Oh, Zoom classes sounds very exotic, but it's actually not. And I'm doing a lot in my day job now that I realise, well, it's just mastering a skill. I can master a skill at a time. So once I started inviting people into your Zoom classes and then realised, well, the follow-up's up to me, so do the follow-up and see what happens. And I think a couple of people signed in sort of April, May, and I thought, okay, maybe I could do a Zoom class. I haven't yet, but that's on the agenda for next week because one of the girls in my team has asked me to do one. So I was like, oh, I better master that now. So that was one thing. So the need to, even though I wasn't able to do classes in person because of my health, the world became about, you can't do classes anyway, Andrea, so find a new way, pivot your business. And then I started, I guess, to join the dots. I was hearing everybody talk about Martha this, Martha that, and I thought, what's this woman on about? So I went onto her free Facebook page and just did a little bit of stalking, to figure out what she was on about. Yeah. And I loved her stuff about the bat signal. And for those who don't know, it's just really finding what you're passionate about. And like Batman was summoned to the bat cave by the bat signal up on Gotham City sky, so your bat signal really attracts your tribe, your people, the people who you just click with because you're passionate about the same things. And I realised, oh my goodness, 4 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I had a prompting to start a group on journaling because I'm passionate about using journaling for mental health. And I suddenly realised that's my bat signal. Now, it took a little while, but once I realised, actually, that group's been going for a while, and I've really just been popping in there every now and then and trying to encourage people. The other thing that sort of pushed me over the edge is the half price on Go for Gold, and I thought, might as well buy it at half price, it's full. And then I realised the website side, the Get Oiling, was separate, and I could sign a few people and have that money pay for my website fee. And particularly the first month, you sent me a link and I got it for $1. So it was a pretty good dollar. I think I got my dollar's worth in July. Yes. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So let's hear about how it's actually helped your business. So has it been, but just tell us how long you've now been getting started with using the training and doing some of the Go for Gold system, and how it's actually helped both you mentally with your vision for the business, your current customers, and for growth.
Yep. Okay. So I started Go for Gold 2 months ago. and then I added the website a month later. So I just started, and because I work in a fairly demanding job, I'm pretty brain dead by the time I get to the end of most days. So I have one day off a week, which is a Monday, and I make sure I do one lesson every Monday. And if I don't get to it because other challenges have come in, I do two the next Monday. And I've just been working bit by bit through that so that I don't get overwhelmed. What I've realised is the time savings that it brings, because now that I added the website, I was always doing a monthly email to my team, but now I can do it through the website so much quicker and without me going, okay, who have we added to the team? Now I need to add them to my email list. And now oh gosh, where's their email address? Now I can just go into the virtual office and go click, update, boom, done. And, you know, it's so much time savings. I think the other thing that it's done is I feel more connected to my team, because I've been using the Zoom component of the Get Oiling website to do things like do some training. So when COVID hit and then we had a little window where we could actually meet again, I had bought a ticket to the international convention. And so I invited a couple of girls over and we socially distanced and sat in my big lounge room and watched part of the convention, and we loved it and it was great. And I said, we'll do it again. We'll have Saturday sessions or Sunday sessions, we'll call them, you know, and those who can come can come. And then when the next lockdown came, I went, oh, well, Sunday sessions are finished. And then I realised, look, I don't think Young Living would mind if I shared this on Zoom, because these were people who were going to come to my lounge room anyway. So sorry, Young Living, if I've broken any rules. I didn't mean it. And I'll seek forgiveness rather than permission at this point. So, so for the last 3 Sundays, we've done a 2-hour Sunday session on convention, and we've been just watching some of the workshops. We love the one on Tell Your Story. We watched John Akoof, who talks about three successful steps for a side hustle. Brilliant. Just loved it. In fact, I've watched it 3 times now. You know, best half hour of my life. We watched the supplements one by Marcella von Hartog, and just her knowledge of enzymes and ninja. She tells some amazing ninja stories. So we've had a hoot. And what we've done is we've just watched a bit, and then we come back. I share my screen, and then we come back and we have a bit of a chat, and we've set challenges, and we've talked about our goals for the month, and we've just, done it over Zoom, because we're not allowed to do it any other way. And what it's meant is that girls from my team in New South Wales could join us and get to know each other in a different way than you do on a Facebook group. I've learnt how to sign people up over Zoom. That's been powerful, because I get them to share their screen, and then I walk them through it. So they're actually using the virtual office before they're even distributors, you know, before they're even customers. And so when I go back in to do the kit unpack over Zoom, they're familiar, and you don't have to go, now have you got your, they usually just go, they start typing and their computer finds it again. So that's been really successful. In terms of results, we popped 5 stars in our team in July, and we signed 12 people up as a team, which is the PB. Never done that before. So I'm pretty jolly excited. And I went executive for the first time in October 2018. And then, that sad story of the decline, and thinking I may never get back to executive ever again. So in June, I think my OGV was something like 3,000. What, I can't remember. I'm not good with figures. And then, in July, I promoted International Essential Oils Day, ran a little competition, and boom, 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 we signed all those people. And I didn't just get the 4,000 OGV for executive. I went way past, sort of 6,000 something. So very excited about where this is heading. I guess the other thing that it's done is given me a strategy. So I actually know where to put people when they want to sign, whereas, yeah, and I can still do it on the basis of relationships, but it's making sense now. And I've actually got a chart where I've got highlighted spots, and so I know who I'm signing next is going into that spot. So,
yeah. All right. So it sounds to me it's like it's equipped you with tools to help make your business run more smoothly in the short amount of time you've got, tools for connecting more effectively with both your business builders and your customers, which is important for being able to educate them in their lifestyle. And just to really, and you've been able to then see the growth. Like you've probably had those warm leads sitting there, but because you've been so much more effective with your strategy and with your focus, you've been able to see that growth happen. So that's really exciting.
That's so true, because one of my warm leads, I always like to tell a story, but one of my warm leads is a girl in the States, and she's a girl that I've known for, well, let's just say decades and leave it at that. She and I used to scrapbook together, and she moved back to the States. She's an American. Now, when I went to the States in December 2018, we caught up, and she came and stayed with me in Nashville while I was visiting my daughter. And she had some pain and I had some oils, so the two was a marriage made in heaven. So I left her with a whole lot of oils, which she took home to Kansas and started using. And she actually told me when I signed her up on International Essential Oils Day that she'd been buying retail from a friend of hers who never told her about the wholesale opportunity. And because she kept saying, oh yeah, I'm using oils, and I'm thinking, you can't have oils left from what I gave you. Like, I only gave you 3 bottles or something. Anyway, ask, never, anyway, I'm a bit of a slow learner. So when I talked about signing up on International Essential Oils Day so that we could give to the foundation, we did it over Zoom. So it was early Sunday morning our time, but it was still Saturday their time. And when we're trying to sign her up, it wasn't working because she'd already signed as a retail customer. She's a tech genius, so she just said, we'll use another email address, and boom, we're in, So she's very excited. She's already shared with people on the basis of the retail oils. I love them. So she bought an Incha kit and she's off. But that was not people go, oh, you're so lucky. It was, you signed all those people. That was a relationship that I'd been growing and talking about oils since, December 2018. So, patience is required in this business, So,
sure. And so what are you excited about now that you've got this system and these strategies? What are you excited about that's still to come?
Oh my goodness, what aren't I excited about? It's unlimited potential. I think I'm excited because I have a Facebook group now that others are adding people to that is right on my bat signal. So I'm always passionate to be in there. It's not a chore, doesn't feel like work. In fact, I have all these ideas. I have this little book and I just keep adding ideas. Oh, I could do a post about that. Oh, I could do it. I'm very excited about using that as a way of supporting and adding value, particularly for mental and emotional and brain health. And at this time in the world, I think it's really needed. So we're doing some things in there that is about supporting people right now. And it's not all about oils. And I think that's really important. I'm excited that my day job in dementia care and young living and essential oils are coming together in some quite unexpected ways. I'm excited about some of the relationships that are in the wind, and I can see will be huge for my business growth. That if I am patient and I nurture the relationship first and foremost, growth will come. I'm excited about learning how to do a class over Zoom. I'm excited that I can support my leaders who are wanting to grow and are setting their own goals now. And then coming to me with specific questions. Whereas it always used to be I was going to them and how can I help you? Now they're excited and they're coming to me. I don't know how to do this. Someone asked me about that. What do I do? And just supporting them to say, okay, relationship first, hold off, don't dump the mother load on them. They're going to, it's like, yeah. So that was one of the things I loved about John Akuth's training, you know, where he talks about someone comes over to your house and you've got your diffuser going and they say, gee, it smells good in here. And 9 hours later, they leave your house with a glazed look on their face and I'm sorry I mentioned it. You know, it's like, how often do we do that? We're so excited and we've got so much to tell people that 9 hours later they go, yeah, I'm never going to mention that again. So I'm excited about training my team to just go softly and gently and think about what you were like before you knew about oils and, you know, yeah.
I think one of the things I love what Martha teaches you in this training is to understand that you are going to be touching lots of people and influencing lots of people. So don't get stressed about the one that needs a bit more time. It really doesn't matter because there's so many more people out there for us to be sewing into at the time. And it gives you that attitude of no biggie. You know, that's a really big line. No biggie. In your time, when you're ready, I'm here. Come and ask me. And it takes the pressure off. You take the pressure off other people. It's so good.
Well, it's actually gorgeous. I was talking to one of my leaders yesterday and she was talking about a couple of people that she met, total stranger, you know, and how do I, and I said, first thing you do is take a deep breath, like relax. You know, have you got a number or are you Facebook friends with her? How can you just grow a relationship? But don't I need to tell her about, no, just breathe. It'll be okay. And one of the most powerful things that I think has come out of this is, you know, Marjolaine has opened up the Peninsula Oilability team to be her lead group, really. And she's opened it up for all of us to be able to, when people are at the point where they're starting to ask a number of questions about oils, that's the point to sort of say, would you like to come into an education community? That's all I say.
Yeah.
And then I just add them in. So that's been quite powerful and I'm very excited about that. And basically then they get loved on by the community and they get education. And when they're ready to start, they're already educated and feel like they belong. So it's huge.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I guess the other thing I'm totally excited about is the new mindfulness collection. I hope Sydney are ready because I'm going to test their supply big time because mine's ordered and hopefully it'll come in the next day or so and then I'll do a video on it myself for all the groups I'm in. But yeah.
Brilliant. All right, Andrea, to finish off, what would you say to someone that is just starting out their Young Living business or they're feeling stuck like you were in their business? What would you say to someone in regards to the Get Oiling system and Go for Gold?
Okay, so what I'd say is don't let yourself get overwhelmed. Just go slow, work on you. So lots of personal development and that's embedded in that Go for Gold system. And work on your story because everybody's got a story. And sometimes you overlook it because oils have become second nature. They're just part of your life. Before you even have a cup of coffee, you put your diffuser on. Before you get out of bed, you roll yourself with whatever it is. You get out of you're using the oils in the shower. It's become a lifestyle for you, but don't miss the story that are coming in your lifestyle. So think about the befores and after in your life, and that will help you define your bat signal. It will help you work out what is it that really you're passionate about. And Martha talks about what's your favourite products, you know, because that's often where your strongest story is. And then do a bit of work, craft that story. And even before you join Go for Gold, you know, it's probably something that your upline leader would be delighted to help you with, you know, crafting your story. Even if you don't see yourself as building a team and a big business, why would you want to hold what's been so powerful in your life, your health and your well-being, to your own chest at this point and not share? So don't worry about signing people up. I hate that term. What are you signing them up for? Like, no one wants to be signed up, but I'd love someone to share with me about oils and show me how I could get started using them. Just different language.
Yeah.
So craft your story and then ask your leader for some help to define your bat signal. Like, they'll be more than happy to help you with that, I'm sure. And if you're a bit nervous, but you've got someone who's asking bucket loads of questions and you don't know how to answer, ask them, would they like to come into a group to get educated, and don't let them get overwhelmed. So just say to them, don't go listening to the discussions, it'll rock your world. Just go to the units and work through them systematically, you know, and come back to me with any of your questions. That's what I'd be saying to people, you know. And your Toxic Free Tribe is a great group for people who want to know the DIYs and want to know reducing their toxins. People who love oils, then Marjo's group is a fantastic place to start. If you want mental health support, my Art of Journaling group, because anyone who comes in, I know who joined them in, and I'll just direct them back to them if they're asking for a mindfulness kit, and they will be. And then just let the groups educate, inspire and love on people, you know, and you just do the work in following up. And all that is just reaching out. How's it going? Got any questions? You don't have to be salesy. You don't raise Young Living until they raise it. That's the way I do it. You know, be patient and work on yourself. So, you know, personal development, whatever that looks like, and ask for help. That'd be my tips for anyone who's stuck or new. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Andrea, for sharing today. And I hope that as you have watched this, you've been encouraged and inspired, and know that your business can be something that doesn't have to wear you down, and it doesn't take a lot of time to sow into the different things that you need to be doing to see growth and to see that opportunity to bless others and impart into their lives. So have a great week, and thanks again, Andrea. See you later.
Bye.